Hi everyone, today I'm here to talk about two items that Arteza was so kind to send to me for review. One is the pencil case that they've just released, and one item is the 120 watercolor pencils box. So to start off, Arteza just brought out pencil cases. For as far as I know, they only have two patterns. This one with paint splattered on top, and the other one is with black and white, how do you call them, abstract lines a bit. Very beautiful too, but this was appealing to me since, yeah, it looks like paint and it looks like wet media. And yeah, what more can a creative colorist want from a pencil case? I would have been super happy with the black and white one too, because it's also beautiful, but this was my favorite, I must confess. The case itself is in kind of a backpack material. You can hear it. So I think, oops, I'm sorry, I've bent the camera. I think I haven't tested it, but I'm sure it is. If it's like a backpack, it's water resistant. So, and the design, it's bluish purple, and of course all kinds of colors of splatter on top. And then of course here you have the brand name. In the front there's a little room to take some things with you. I think for me it will be very convenient to put in my cloth, and maybe I don't have it near. Oh yes, I have. And also I really like to use some of these gloves, so it's a perfect location to store these things. Of course, if you have a little notebook or a little swatch book, you can also store it here. I don't think it can hold a coloring book, but it really should be a very small one. Maybe the Selena Fennig mini ones can suit. Hold on, I'm going to grab one. Okay, I knew where they were. So this is a Magical Minis one. Going to see if it fits. Oh yes, perfectly. You can still see the top, but that's not a big deal. Compared to this one, Art Deco, it's a bit wider. So I don't think that will work, because no, it's sewn quite. Oh, wait, it's happening. It can store a big book too. It's quite sturdy, so you really have to pull quite hard to get it out, so you won't lose it on the way. I don't think that the Selena Fennig one will be loose. No, if you put it down good enough, it stays in quite good, and I'm not holding anything, so very practical that we have a storage in front. Now the pencil case itself has two zippers with the Arteza logo. Is it embossed, or how do you call it, or imprinted? It's in a relief. So you have the zipper that goes around, and then I must see. I'm going to put this box aside, because although I really adore the design of this box, and it's super practical because of the smallness of the box, it isn't as practical with the height. You have 5 layers of pencils, and since the trays are a little bit flimsy, it's not always very easy to grab the pencils, so I've moved them to the pencil case already, so I can put this box aside. So with this fish, it has a link to watercolor pencils, and the regular colored pencils have an owl printed on the lid. So beautiful designs for both of the sets. But diving into the Arteza watercolors again, we are opening up this pencil case, and you can immediately see that in some holes I have put 3 pencils, in some 2, and that's because I've prepared a picture already with the new colors, or with some of the new colors that are released, because they of course do have more colors than the 72 set that they sold earlier and are still selling. I didn't organize them as they are printed in the lid. I just organized them as they came in the tray, and one layer or one layer of pencil case holds one red tray from your box. And that was super practical because I already had my swatches, and in the beginning I was a bit afraid how did I had to find my colors back, because here you can see the regular colored pencil swatches, and on the right side I've diluted the watercolor ones, so it was very practical to do so. And the nice thing about it is that we end with espresso brown, and that is also the last color on this layer. So I had swatched my regular pencils, naming them tray 1, tray 2, tray 3, and so on. And every time one tray is one layer in the pencil case, so that's great. I can easily find my colors back. If I look at some here, and I have like for instance this ocean blue, it's in tray 3, so 1, layer 2, layer 3, and here I will find my ocean one. I'm going to see where it's sitting. It's sitting right here. And now that I've grabbed the pencil, I can show it how it comes. The regular colored pencils are also shipped with this kind of point. Just as their regular colored pencils, brothers or sisters I can call them, they all came without a broken lead. So very sturdy pencils. They are hexagonal, so not round. They have another design. Also, the lead is not visible at the back. And you can see it's a watercolor pencil because of this water brush. For the rest, the design is exactly the same as the regular colored pencil. So you have the light fast rating. The 2 is a very good one, I think. I must look at the tin. The color number and then the color name. I'm going to check that light fastness. I thought that the 1 was excellent. I'm going to lay this pencil down and open the lid. I can't do it with one hand. Yes, 1 was excellent light fastness, 2 is second best, and so on. So this is quite a good one if you do professional artwork and you don't want to fade. You don't want that your colors will fade over time if they're exposed in daylight. This will prevent that, or for the biggest part. So I'm going to put them back in. Another thing I wanted to show you, so I'm going to give you a quick look on the swatches. So you can see that the vividness is just the same as the vividness of the regular colored pencils. Here those two are the diluted ones. I didn't have room enough on the other side. The grays are quite light, but they're also quite light in colored pencil. These ones are so beautiful. So that's how they look diluted. And I wanted to show, since I only have one pencil sitting here, I'm going to grab this. It's not moving, not at all. It's a very sturdy band. If I, for example, take this pencil, it doesn't move at all. And so that's very nice, because I was always afraid if I was using this type of bag that my other pencils would be wibbly and wobbly, but not the case. It's quite sturdy. It's holding them perfectly. So I'm going to go to the front again. This one, these layer or these elastic slots are attached to this side, so you can't grab something here on the side. It's not a flap like this one. And the good thing is that this is quite large, so you really can move over these trays very easy. So and remember, if you have swatched your trays just like I did, this is tray 1, this is tray 2. I was super happy to find that out. It's really very helpful for me. So this is the third tray, the fourth one, and the fifth one. And then you also have an extra tray here, here, and then here. I'm still thinking what to do with them. With the spare ones, I mean. Maybe I will put in my 72 set as a backup for these ones, or I'm not sure. Maybe I will hold my watercolor brushes as an extra. I still have to think about it. So, but when it comes to the pencil case, I'm pleasantly surprised. I like how professionally it's all sewn. It's sturdy. It's a beautiful print. Yeah. I'm going to put down links below where you can find these. As well, the splatter one. I think I've searched the links yesterday. I did look on the American website as on the UK website, because at first they were only available in the on the American website of Arteza, but now they're also available on the UK website. So yay, that's great. So I'm very, very pleased with the quality. The prices are very decent too. And if you would be interested in buying a pencil case or pencils or anything, I have a coupon code that you can use if you go to the website of Arteza via my affiliate link. You don't pay a dime more if you purchased via that link. I only get a small commission. Plus now you have an extra discount code. It's available until almost the end of February. I will link all the information in the description box down below. So now that you have had a little eye on this lovely pencil case, I'm going to put this here aside and I'm going to do my setup a bit differently because I've already started to prepare a page with these pencils, and I'm going to do an extra layer with you guys on camera together. So I will just be removing my current setup and we will see each other within a minute. Okay, here we are again. For the test of my Arteza watercolor pencils, I've grabbed my Alice in Wonderland coloring book. I think it's a Japanese or a Korean or a Chinese one. I'm not sure. The paper in this book really is really of quite a decent quality. It's not super thick, but it takes watercolors very well. And I already did a watercoloring page quite a while ago with the 72 set. And since it took the pigment so nice, I decided to make this my watercoloring book. Also because it has a lot of grayscale-ish influences. Yeah, I prefer using watercolor in this book. So this was done with the colors of the 72 set, except for this gold. It's paint. It could be Arteza paint. I'm not sure anymore. It was in the last summer that I did this one. So, and for today, I've prepared the white bunny. I've only used some new colors that were in the set. Now I'm not going to shade him extra because he should be a white bunny, but I've used, I'm going to grab it, the koala gray. And I want to advise you, please swatch out your colored pencils because some colors on the barrel are darker than they are on paper. Especially I've noticed it with this one. The burnt umber is quite a dark barrel. And if I grab my swatch book, it's this color. So really make sure to swatch out your pencils or you end up with choosing a wrong color. So for his the bit of shading that he has, it's really not much. I've only used it around here and on his nose a little bit. I've used the koala gray. And on his coat I've used this burnt umber and hazelnut brown. Now you would think that the burnt umber is darker than the hazelnut brown, but that isn't the case at all. The hazelnut brown is the darker shade and the burnt umber is the lighter shade. So I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit, and I'm going over my first layer again, because I think they're quite vivid in color. I think I prefer 2 layers to intensify everything. Make sure, but that's the case with all the watercolor pencils, do not to scratch on your paper, because if you have scratchy lines, it's hard to dissolve them with water. Always try to lay down a soft layer of the color so that you can dilute it in an easy way. Oops, I'm forgetting to protect my back page. Very important. I'm still in, yeah, I'm still in. In focus. Okay. So these colors are new to this set. They aren't in the 72 one. And I'm not coloring in everything because I was playing with leaving a bit of white here and there. Oh, this pocket can have some extra darkness. Okay, so his coat is fully colored for the second time. Now grabbing my water brush, and here we go. I start with diluting the lightest color and then going into the more darker one. And I'm just going to mix these a little better. Okay. And they really work well together. They mix well. They dilute well. And they have beautiful colors. I must say, the more expensive brands like the Supra colors or the Albrecht Dürer's ones, they are more vivid with the first layer already, but even then sometimes I use a second layer because it isn't vivid enough for my taste. But their pigment is a bit stronger than these pencils, but of course, if you compare the price, then it's quite normal that these are a bit more lighter pigmented. But as you can see, you still can have a really lovely result. And if it's not dark enough after 2 layers or even after 1 layer, you can always shade. I'm going to check my back page, okay? You can always shade in with regular colored pencils. I'm going to try and zoom out a little bit. Now I'm grabbing, no, not this one. I'm grabbing the olive green for his coat here. And that's the same. I'm not coloring until the end of the coat, because I want to play with that white. Just going to put down this layer and here. And if it's too dark, that area that should have been more white, you can always drag the color backwards to the darker areas. So really like these colors. I'm not going to do anything on the grass anymore because I really want the focus to be on the bunny. So, and for his pencil case, what am I talking about? His umbrella. I've used Spanish red, and I want to intensify that more. than before. Okay, and for his watch, I'm not sure if it will be visible. I'm afraid it won't be. I've used the metallic copper one, but I don't think it will be shimmering. Anyway, I was pleasantly surprised that I could use that as well. I'm going to zoom in on that watch and refocus, so I hope it will be a little decent to see. So here we have the copper color. I'm going to give this one an extra layer. And for the inside, I've used the unicorn purple, which is also a metallic color. I'm going to dilute that one again. I'm not sure. No, now it's only the wet that you will be seeing. Anyway, I was pleasantly surprised that I could use the copper and that it diluted quite well. So yeah, this was my little demonstration on how they perform the watercolor pencils. You can see that you can perfectly play around with only one color, like here on the olive green jacket, but you can also play around with 2 different shades, maybe 3 if you want to, like on his brown coat. I really like the effect. I really like how he's looking. Here I had used ginger on his scarf, but that was for me vivid enough. Or maybe I can do that little pouch in ginger. That would be nice. And that's this color. So that's a very bright one. Maybe that will give it an extra touch. And you know what? I'm seeing all these things here. I'm going to grab my copper for those 2. So he has a copper button. It won't be super visible on his jacket, but okay, or on his coat. Okay. Oh, I forgot those 2. I'm not sure if a metallic pencil will... Oh, yes. This is a... Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm even thinking that the metallic pencil is giving more pigment when put from the point. Oh, that's nice to know. That's a nice discovery. So I'm going to... And maybe we can see that metallic pigment better now. Going to dab on this part as well. And I'm going to let it dry, and then we will see if we can see some shimmer extra. Going to add a little bit here, extra. Okay. And then the same with that unicorn purple from the inside. I'm just going to grab a bit. Okay, we will check soon. Now for this little hanky. Okay. to... No, of course, it's still too wet. I don't have patience enough. It would be surprising that it would be very shimmery, but I can see a little bit of shimmer, but and now that I'm looking at him, I'm going to give him a brownish eye color. It's the burnt umber, and that's the lightest one of the two. So just a little bit. And I'm taking a risk here by adding some Spanish red, but I'm hardly touching the paper because I don't want him to have a red nose, but since it's quite a bright red, it's perfect for giving him a little nose. I'm going to turn my daylight lamp so you can have a better view. Here I've that metallic element, but no, it's not visible, the shimmer. But anyway, I really like the result, and I really like that you have those colors available if you want to. So okay, that was my review. I really can recommend these pencils if you're on a budget and you want a wide range of colors with pencils that aren't super hard, that aren't scratchy, that have a decent wide barrel, break resistant. I'm sure of it. All of the pencils came without any accident. I definitely can recommend these. Be aware that the pigment is a bit lighter than the really expensive ones, but going over them with extra colored pencil or a second layer is perfectly doable. I did it on his jacket and on his vest here, and yeah, it's just it works great. And I'm very pleased with how my Mr. Bunny is looking. And now that I'm looking extra, I'm going to add some extra on his shading here. And here I'm going to use the darker shade of brown. Giving some extra color here too. Some extra detail. And I can even move around the pigment that I put on the paper earlier. The lighter one, I mean. So now his shading is a bit more intense, but not too much. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to grab some of this pigment also. So if you prefer doing extra details right from the tip, perfectly doable as well. Okay, I'm finished with my Mr. Bunny. I'm super happy with how he's looking. I'm going to take look, if I turn this harsh light a bit more away, it's, yeah, I really like how he's looking. I'm very pleased that I have an extra page done in this book, and it's nice to know that I did this one, and the other one that I showed at the beginning of the video was done with Arteza. So yeah, I'm happy. I hope you've liked this little review video of the pencil case and of the colored pencils. I hope you've liked to see me work a bit extra on my bunny page. I will put all the information for the products and the discount code and my affiliate link down below. I'll thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, bye bye!